What made you interested in Japan? Wasn't it difficult to, adapt first in a Japanese working society?
Actually,
Okay. Has the length of the time changed your personality, you reckon? 日本語結構喋りますよね。
恥ずかしいよ。
Hello everyone, how you guys? 皆さんご機嫌いかがでしょうか？今日も可能性無限大 This is タロサックということで、今日の動画では日本で夢を追いかけるメキシコ人歌手に日本愛を聞いてみたというテーマでやっていきたいと思います。海外に興味がある皆様、そして英語をこよなく愛する憧れを持つ皆様、お待たせいたしました。いつか言語を習得して世界で活躍できる人間になりたい、そう思って英語を学ばれている人も少なくないと思います。努力して学んだ言語を使って、しかも自分の興味のある海外で素晴らしいキャリアを積めたら、なんだかそんな幸せな話ってないような気がしませんか？海外のあんな会社で働きたい、海外のあんな業種にチャレンジしたい、夢と希望で満ち溢れてる。でも正直ただでさえ日本で働くのも大変なのに、いくら自分勉強したからといって本当にそんなこと自分できるんだろうか、そういう不安も同時に抱えている人が大半だと思います。そんなこんなでタロサック、最近注目している方がいるんです。日本で活動されているナタリアさんという女性の方なんですが、なんとメキシコから日本に来られて、日本で歌手になることを目指して、最近はですね結構テレビなんかにも出られている方です。ご自身の出身国でなく異国の地日本で言語を習得して、そして大きな夢に向かって頑張ってる、そして着実に結果につなげている、そんな素敵な女性がどうして日本を歌手になる地として選んで、どんな困難を乗り越えて今に至っているのか、外国人歌手の日本での挑戦、今日はここに関してですねインタビューさせていただいて、海外で挑戦することとは、ここに迫っていきたいと思います。僕のチャンネルでは様々なトピックに関する外国人のインタビュー動画ですとか、英語学習に関するコンテンツを毎週配信しております。見るだけで頭の中がグローバル化すること間違いないし、面白いと思ってもらえた方はチャンネル登録よろしくお願いします。ということで今日も早速いきましょう。Okie dokie, thank you very much for your help. Could you give me a bit of an introduction of yourself, please?
Sure. My name is Natalia D. I'm a Mexican J-pop singer currently living in Japan.
Okay.
Yay!
So one day I was doing a YouTube surfing or Instagram surfing. I don't know how it's called. And then somehow I found your contents. So you're from Mexico and you're 100% Mexican.
I'm 100% Mexican. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you are a singer in Japan.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I am the one of the people who are trying to achieve my dream and goal in a foreign country.
Right.
And you are the same, right?
Right.
So
yeah,
you came
that's
from Mexico and trying to be super famous singer. Well, you're already famous because
I'm not famous.
you're on the TVs and stuff. I know that.
You are so kind.
No, like seriously. So I was like, okay, I want to do an interview.
You can.
Yeah, and then I want to ask you many things, your struggle and how you felt to chase dream in another country, especially in Japan. So, yes, my first question is, what made you interested in Japan?
Well, actually, to be honest, I always consider my story with Japan like a love story because it has like a love story because it has ups and downs, and it's actually quite long story.
Okay.
But long story short, when I was a girl, I used to love to watch anime or just in general cartoons in TV. And at that moment, I didn't know that anime was from Japan or another country. I just liked it.
Oh, you didn't know if it's from Japan?
Exactly. I mean, I was 5 years old maybe, and you just at that time you don't really care where it comes from. Just it's fun, right?
Right.
I think like people in general, when they watch an anime, they feel interested by the story or the or a character. In my opinion, was the music of the anime.
The music.
Yeah, it's actually quite interesting because in that moment I was like, this is not like Mexican music. This is quite different from what I am used to listen every day.
Yes.
So that quite opened my interest in Japan.
This is actually surprising because a lot of foreigners that I have spoken to, they always say, oh, not everyone, but most of them are like, oh, I was like really in love with animes and all that. but you're now talking about the music of the anime.
Right.
Okay, and then now you're a singer in Japan, but like, were you always interested in becoming a singer since you were a kid?
Since I was very young, I always liked to dance and to perform in front of people. I felt very comfortable by doing it.
Okay.
But my mom, I mean, she was always very supportive, but she was always like, okay, like, you have to be real, and those kind of dreams are not always so easy to achieve. So you better like, try to find your way. But at the same time, you have to choose something that you can actually survive with, like economically, right?
Yeah, because you have to sustain your
Pay
life.
bills. Right. So I actually think it was not wrong decision. But I do dream with becoming a singer, but at the same time, I also had other interests. So when you're young, you don't really know where to go, but somehow you have this kind of help from your parents or your friends, and they just help you to find a way, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did.
My parents were the same. Like my mom was super realistic, and actually I also wanted to be a singer when I was like 17 or 18. I had a band and I was on TV too.
Shut up.
Yes, I was.
Oh my God. We have to do a duet now.
Oh yes.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we'll talk about it later.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, my mom was really realistic, and she's like, oh, you need to think well, blah blah blah. And I decided to follow the path to work in a normal company in Japan.
Too.
Oh, you too? Oh, you too? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a kaishain.
Kaisha in Mexico?
In Mexico, yeah.
Oh, what?
I mean, actually, I study in the university. My degree is international relations, foreign trade thing.
Yeah.
So after I graduate, I started working for a company, for a trading company, which is actually a Japanese company.
Okay. Oh,
Because
okay.
I thought like, I mean, somehow I have to end in Japan even if it's like in a company or if it's as a singer, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but somehow it's gonna happen.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna talk about it. So you kind of fell in love with the music of the anime.
Yeah.
What anime did you fall in love first?
Inuyasha.
Inuyasha, なるほどね.
I mean, there is a lot of animes, but the one that really changed my perspective of Japan, I think it was Inuyasha, definitely.
Inuyasha.
Yeah.
Did you start studying Japanese?
I did.
Oh, you did?
After, I mean, I think since I was very young, I was very focused in what I wanted to do, which was coming to Japan somehow.
Yeah.
So since, I mean, when I discovered about Japan, I was, I think, 10 years old, and I had access to the internet and those things. So I started research, and then I discovered this and there. And I found out that the embassy supports students to go to abroad from Japanese government. So my goal was like, if I can get it somehow, maybe I can go through that way. So yeah, it was a good chance to study Japanese.
Yeah, okay.
So my mom said, okay, are you sure? I was like 12 years old. I was, Mom, I wanna get this. So can I study Japanese?
Oh, wow. When you were 12 already.
I was 12, yeah. And my mom was like, what? Are you like, why do you want to study that language?
Yeah. It's such a random language for Mexican people, I guess.
It is, yeah. It's kind of difficult because I'm from a very small town.
Are you?
And that place actually doesn't have so many options like to study Japanese, to be honest. Like compared to Mexico City, which is super huge place, my town is just like so small. And I found one school, and then I studied there Japanese. Who could teach me. And like, this is kind of like interesting, but my teacher had actually get the same scholarship that I wanted to get.
Oh, I see.
So
okay.
She was like a mentor to me.
Yeah.
So it was like
she did that.
Yeah, she got it. She got it. So it was like, oh, she did it. I can do it.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't.
Oh, and then you couldn't.
I couldn't.
I was like, okay, you're gonna say you could.
No, this is a love story, right?
Oh my God, what happened?
What goes happen is like we have some.
What happened?
Well, the thing is that, to be honest, the test was so difficult. To be honest, like I was not prepared.
Like technically difficult?
It was 3 type of test. It was English, Japanese, and math. Like English, okay, fine. Japanese, meh, okay. I thought I was okay. When we get to the math test, I just look at the test book and I was like,
okay,
what is this?
Okay, this is not what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I just started looking around me, and it was like 300 people making the same test. And I was like, yeah, in that moment, like those 3 years that I spent studying Japanese like a crazy, it was like just my heart broke like a crystal, you know.
So at that time, you were already 18.
18.
And then you found out that you can't go to Japan with that way.
Exactly.
And then
I depressed.
you get depressed.
I got depressed.
So sad.
It was like a lot of is like spending the time to study and then you cannot do it. It's kind of heartbreaking, to be honest. I stopped studying Japanese for a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I quit to everything. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna focus on
Your study and
my study and career, and I'm just gonna give it a break.
Okay.
And
then you became a kaishain.
But in that timing, while I was a student, I couldn't forget about it.
Oh, okay. You couldn't forget about it.
I couldn't forget about it. So I started working as a waitress. I saved money.
Okay.
And then I came to Japan the first time. I came for traveling.
And see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
What kind of country, what kind of place do I want to live there really? Like, and then I came and it was awesome.
It was awesome.
Well, the first thing I noticed is like Japan is so clean in so many areas.
Yeah.
And the lifestyle of people is so, I think it goes so smoothly somehow compared to Mexico. So that's what it catch my attention.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And then you went back to Mexico after Japan?
Yeah, but fortunately, I have so many good friends. And one of my Japanese friends say, you're good at singing, right?
Yeah.
And he he introduced all my information in the audition for a TV show.
What?
And then when I came back to Mexico, I received an email from this company saying, do you want, you can just send me your video singing, and you're going to be in the casting to be if it's going to happen or not.
Yeah.
And then I send it. I wait like a long time. Then they reply, okay, send us another. And after a couple of months, then they chose me to go to Japan. The thing is that in the beginning, I thought everything was so heartbreaking because I couldn't do it by my way. But somehow the destiny helped me to get it through another way.
It did.
So I finally was able to come for singing in Japan. So it was like, what? From there, it was a before and after, actually, for my life, for my dream of singing, as a singer in Japan.
Now I want to know your love story more. Okay. And then,
You see?
because you told me that you became kaishain somehow.
Right, yeah.
So, but you went to Japan and sing again. You went back to Japan again to sing.
To sing, only for a few days, but to
On
sing
a TV show.
On a TV show. Anyways, the things didn't go as expected. When you come to a TV show, you think, oh no, a lot of producers are gonna see me and I'm gonna be famous.
Yeah.
But no, that doesn't happen.
No, it's not like that.
No, that
Okay.
doesn't happen.
Okay.
I mean, of course, there is people who actually have the good luck to have that opportunity.
Yeah.
In my case, it was not like that. It just finished and then I just go back.
Nothing really happened.
Nothing really happened to me. So after I came back, I finished my studies and then I started working as a kaishain.
Okay.
Yeah.
In a real life.
In a real life.
And you had a real life. And then how long had you worked as a kaishain?
It was 4 years, yeah.
Oh,
4
okay.
years, yeah.
So you actually have a life in Mexico after university.
Yeah, I did.
Somehow.
It was fun.
Hello, somehow she's here again in Japan and you live here now.
Yeah.
And I've seen your content and you're singing all the time in Japan. And I've seen you in a TV show as well.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Well, the thing is that after I came back from that TV show, somebody in Japan saw me. It was not like those kind of big producers, but that person said, I live in Mexico and I work with the embassy, Japanese embassy.
Okay.
So we are doing these kind of anime events. Do you want to sing there? It's like, okay, yeah,
That's good.
wow, yeah, sure, let's do it, yeah. And then I started working with them.
Yeah.
And at the same time as I was working in the company.
Okay.
So I was like simultaneously doing both things. It stopped being just a hobby and it started being like actual singing job.
Started getting paid
Yeah.
through singing music.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
So you work as a kaishain and you do singing as your side job.
Exactly, yeah.
What was the opportunity to come back to Japan again?
I found a good person who actually became my team to help me to get that opportunity to come to Japan.
See.
So thanks to that team, I was able to like develop as a singer in Japan. Like
Okay.
I couldn't do it by myself. It is pretty complicated. Actually, that's how it happened.
Yeah.
I got an offer and then I came.
Well, I guess the opportunity happened because, well, you worked as a kaisha-in, but somehow in your mind, you're always like, I want to come back to Japan.
Yeah, I was praying for that.
So it worked. It worked. When you came back, well, you started singing in Japan, and you started chasing the dream to become a big singer in Japan.
Right.
Simply, I feel like it's quite challenging. Wasn't it like difficult to, well, adapt first in a Japanese working society and also in a, like entertainment industry in a foreign country?
Actually, compared to Mexico, I think the entertainment industry in Japan is quite like easy to get used to.
Oh, yeah?
For foreigners, because there's like I feel like TV crew or staff in general for events, matsuri staff, they are also kind to the artist. I feel like they treat the artist so well and so nice.
Oh, really?
That's so yeah. At least I never experienced something like I always have a lunch. I always have a place to stay and a place to like wait until my moment to go sing. So I always have that moment. So it's fine.
Okay.
So that's why I don't think it's so difficult to get used to that.
Okay. By the way, 日本語結構喋りますよね。
喋りますけど、もう今すごいたくさん英語話したからもうなんか忘れてる。
そうだよ。ちょっともう一瞬で忘れちゃった今日本語。
そう。
そう。ちょっと日本語もちょっと今この質問やっていきたいと思うんですけど、日本語はいつどういうふうに勉強したんですか？
メキシコで3年勉強してたね。高校生
の時お母さんにお願いして言った時に。
そう。
それでその時はその文法とか日本語の単語とかをやったんですか？
まあ1週間で4日間勉強して、まあその日はもう4時間ぐらい3時間ぐらいけど今うまくないっぽいからちょっと恥ずかしいかも。
でもちょっといつもはもっと調子いい時はもっと喋れる。
もうそうですね。いつもより今インタビューだからもう緊張していますよね。
ナタリア絶賛緊張中みたいな感じでしょうかね。
赤になったんじゃない。
じゃあ英語と日本語だったら英語の方が得意？
インタビューだったら多分英語の方がなんかやりやすい。
だいぶ英語はさっき上手に話されてましたもんね。でもメキシコの方って全員英語話すわけじゃないですよね。
まあみんな話せないかなもう。
ね、そうですよね。みんなスペイン語ですよね。
そうスペイン語ですよね。まあメイン言語はスペイン語なんですけど、でも学校でみんな毎日勉強することで。
でも毎日英語やるけど、まあ別に話せるわけじゃない。
話せるかそんなまあ
日本人みたいな感じですかね。結構。日本人も英語めっちゃやるけど。
でも日本人より多分もうちょっと英語はレベルちょっと高いかもしれない。
ちょっと喋れる人はもうちょっと多い感じ。
多いですね。そう、まああとアメリカは隣なので、
そうですよね。ちょっと確認しますね。緊張してる。日本語喋るときめちゃめちゃ緊張。You know, when you speak another language, your personality change. I felt it. Like when I was younger, I was still like learning English, and I was still struggling to make sentences. And when I speak Japanese, I'm like, hey, I'm a Japanese man. Come on. But when I speak English, I was suddenly like, so today I will talk about blah blah blah. So like the personality completely changed, and that happened to you just now.
I understand. Yeah. But I think it's like a confidence, just confidence.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel so confident while talking in Japanese, even though I talk it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I could be like scared of am I talking correctly? Like is it like the conjugation of the word? Is it correct?
Is
like
it the right way?
Is it right way to say it? Like that's why I kind of doubt. To say it. In English, it doesn't really happen that.
That's what I say to people in general. Like when I used to like travel to Europe, like I was like a backpacker, and then in a hostel I speak to foreign guys, European guys, and they're always like, oh, Japanese people are shy, blah blah blah. But I was always like, no, somehow we're shy, but it's more about language barrier.
Yeah.
So how long have you lived in Japan in total?
In total, it's 4 years. Well, May will be for 4 years. Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
That's a quite long time.
It is.
So has the length of the time, 4 years, changed your personality, you reckon?
Yes, I'm so irritated when I go to Mexico.
Oh, really? when you go back to Mexico, you get irritated.
Yeah, I get like somehow because I don't know why we are such in a rush in Mexico. Like just wait a little bit, no, like that patience.
Yeah.
I think that's something I learned from Japanese people.
Oh, okay.
Like that, to have that patience for some things.
Yeah.
At the same time, I also think like, well, why are you doing this thing for example, my friends? Why are you doing these things? Like you can do this way. That is actually kind of like Japanese way, no? Oh, right. And then we talk about it.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Like also to share. Oh, I learned this in Japan.
Yeah.
Will you do it? Like, will you do it? I don't know.
Okay.
It happens. Yeah.
So you learn the ways of doing things, which you didn't know when you were living in Mexico.
Or I didn't notice. I think
you didn't notice.
I didn't notice while living in Mexico because the life just goes like that. Yeah, when you have to adapt to this kind of culture, it becomes challenging, but at the same time, it leaves me something good. I feel like it leaves me something good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're on TV shows, you're on lots of events, and you're always singing, and that's your life now, which is super cool. Like I said, I wanted to be a singer.
Yeah.
Which is quite tough dream, and then you made it. So, what's your dream now? What do you want to achieve in Japan? Because you want to keep working in Japan, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Like, I still feel like I'm on the way, but I don't know how long it's gonna take. But my dream is to be able to make an arena tour in Japan.
Arena tour in Japan.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my dream. Like, I want to make my original music with this. Like a mix of Mexican culture and Latin style and Japanese J-pop, which is what I really like to listen and sing. With all this, being able to create this original music and make people actually like it and enjoy it, which is the most important part of it. No?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on your back.
Yay!
All right. I can't wait to go to see your show in one of the biggest arenas in Japan. Yeah.
Wow, it would be awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. So yes, if you wants to have a look at her singing, there is a Instagram link in our description of this video. So please check it out. Yeah. She's super good at singing. I like her contents. Thank you very much.
Gracias. Thank you so much. ありがとう。
今回の動画も最後まで見てくれた皆さん、本当にありがとうございます。ここで僕のチャンネルをいつも見てくれてる皆さんに向けて大事なお知らせです。タロサックの公式 LINE、いつも僕のチャンネルを見てくれてる皆さんに日頃の感謝を込めて超大幅アップデートをさせていただきました。英語が聞き取れる魔法のワーク、英語動詞完全攻略、英単語超暗記法、今すぐ使える英語相槌フレーズ150選、超頻出日常英会話フレーズ100選、英語の語文系をもう一度わかりやすく、間違うと危険な似てる英単語100選、超現代風瞬間英作文100選、漢詩完全マスター、派生語マスター100選。これら10冊の僕のオリジナルの電子書籍ですが、過去に開催した LINE フレンド限定の無料のライブコーチングに参加してくれた方に全てプレゼントさせていただいたものなんですが、この度僕の公式 LINE ですね、友達追加してくれた方全員にこれら全てプレゼントさせていただきます。この他にも現在新特典としてタロサックがよく使う英語表現30選という教材もプレゼントしております。ぜひこれらの特典を受け取りたいという方、この動画の概要欄の一番上にあります僕の公式 LINE ですね、こちら友達追加していただいて、英語フレーズこの6文字でメッセージを送ってください。他の文字とか記号は含めずに英語フレーズこの6文字だけでメッセージを送ってください。そうすると特典をすぐ受け取ることができます。ぜひ、ご自身の学習に活用して知ってるだけじゃなくて使える知識つけていきましょう。ということで最後まで見てくれて皆さんありがとうございます。面白いと思ってもらえた方はチャンネル登録忘れずに、高評価も忘れずに。また次の動画でお会いしましょう。バイバイ。
犬やしの気持ちになったよ。
野田さん、さっきインタビューしてる時めっちゃ緊張してたのに
めっちゃ緊張してた。
動画の撮影終わったら一番元気出てませんか？
うん、オッケー。